So Avengers Infinity War is directed by the Russo brothers and it stars Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, Josh Brolin, Chris Hemsworth, Mark Ruffalo, and like several others. So this movie is kind of a big deal. Feels like the beginning of the end of an era, and of course we still have Avengers Endgame coming up in April later this year, which kind of officially wraps up an era, but Infinity War is kind of the build up to it. So first off, the acting was great. Josh Brolin stole the show as Thanos. Everyone else was great as well. You got great actors in this cast: Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, as mentioned earlier. The special effects and CGI was great once again, like in most Marvel movies. But let's talk more about the villain, Thanos. So Thanos wants to collect all six of the Infinity Stones so he can wipe out half the universe so that the universe won't run out of resources. And eventually he succeeds and half the Avengers die. Thanos isn't your typical villain in movies that does bad things for the sake of doing bad things. And that's something that stuck out to me in this movie. So in different times through the movie, like to an extent you can side with him because you can understand why he's doing these terrible things. And at no point does he sit back down until he's completed his mission. That's something I think everybody can look up to in some sort of way. His goal is just to collect all six stones and wipe out half the universe. In most cases, he doesn't go out of his way, really, to kill any of the heroes unless he views them as a threat to his goals, and I really respect that. Another thing I liked about this film is that this movie took a lot of risks. This isn't your typical Marvel movie or superhero movie in general, where the good guys win or the good guys are about to lose and some miracle happens, and then the good guys win again. This movie had real stakes and tension, and you could feel it right from the get-go on the Asgardian ship. You could also feel it on the battle on Titan and Wakanda that the Avengers had their backs against the wall. They were outmatched, outskilled, and they weren't on the battlefield together like Cap would say. Even though most of the characters wiped out in the decimation are coming back, it's gonna come at a cost, so the characters being snapped away will still carry a big toll one way or another. But for now, they lost big time. So I liked most of the characters. Tony was Tony. Thor is more powerful than ever before. Cap returning was pretty amazing, and that opening entrance of his was one of my favorite scenes of the whole movie. So I know that Doctor Strange had this plan, but to see Star-Lord screw it up like that kind of pissed me off, not gonna lie. So now I'm gonna talk about some problems I had with the movie. So there were three groups, I should say, with Tony, Cap, and Thor leading each of them. And rightfully so, since they're the three most important members of the Avengers, but I thought Cap was severely underused in this movie. We haven't seen Captain America since 2016 in Captain America Civil War. And to see Cap, one of the biggest characters in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, get 7 minutes of screen time was a little disappointing to me, but it's a minor issue nonetheless. Also, the pacing wasn't the best. Like again, I mentioned there were three groups, and throughout the movie we got to check up on each group, but it just felt so long until we got to see the other group again. Like we saw Tony get on the flying donut to save Doctor Strange, but it took so long for us to see Tony's group again, you almost kind of forget what had happened before. Nevertheless, this film was incredible. I might be biased because I am a Marvel fan, but this was definitely my favorite film of 2018, and probably my favorite Marvel film too. It's absolutely incredible that the Russo brothers pulled this one off, and I cannot wait for Avengers Endgame. I'm gonna give this movie a 9 out of 10. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Go watch this movie if you haven't already. I'm definitely watching this again before I see Avengers Endgame. So yeah, that's it. Like and subscribe if you want to see more. Peace.